Hello, everyone. It's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah.
What's up, True Heel Heat?
True Heel Heat.
What's up? True Heel Heat. All hands on me.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube and Facebook for our WWE WrestleMania 42 review. Breaking down this Saturday and Sunday's huge shows from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Championship gold on the line, and will they be able to have a much better shows than they had the build-up? So we're going to be here to break it all down as only we can, and to do that, we have an all-star panel here today to discuss it all. First up, you know her. Your favorite person here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, and of course your favorite person to preview the big shows on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, from coexisting with Rob and Maggie on Fightful Overbooked. The one and only Maggie is here. How you doing, Maggie?
I'm freaking miserable, guys, but you all know why. It's like we won't discuss it at length here because this is not the show to do it. But like, listen, Darby's our AEW champion. Wrestling is ruined. This fucking sucks. But who better to make me feel better about everything in the world right now than you guys, SP3 and Robert DeFelice? Thank you so much for being here, and um, helping me throughout this hard time. I hate this so much. I fucking hate this so much.
Well, there goes the monetization. It's been like 2 minutes.
So much for that. But we got a third person on the panel today, someone who is no stranger to us at the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, welcoming him back to the world of discussing pro wrestling, gamer, writer extraordinaire, Robert DeFelice. How you doing?
Well, thank you, SP3. I'm just here because Maggie needed a Rob to coexist with, and I just happened to be available. So, I am really glad to be here. I'm excited to talk about WrestleMania. I'm excited to talk about the fact that I've watched less wrestling going into this WrestleMania than maybe ever before in my life. And that's changed the way that I look at this WrestleMania. But we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly with Maggie and the ferocious beast that is yourself.
Thank you so much, Rob. Glad to have you here with us. We had to have a special guest for the WrestleMania preview, and I couldn't think of anyone better than you yourself, and of course, to coexist with Maggie here. But we're We appreciate y'all for joining us live. We appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop a thumbs up on the video. That helps us out a lot. You can also share this video with all of your wrestling family, friends, and fans on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We are knee deep in WrestleMania week coverage. We've done everything from our AEW Dynasty review on Monday. We did a review for Monday Night Raw. Yesterday, I did a full preview of all the big shows outside of WWE. So WrestleCon, Joey Janela's Spring Break, all of the collective, all of Slamfest. It was a lot I covered, and I thank you all for joining me for that. And now we are here to preview the big shows, and we got plenty more content for you to enjoy. And yes, we will talk about the big title change on AEW Dynamite tomorrow with me and Jimmy Macaram on AE Ramble. And that is the last we will bring it up to Maggie here. But sound off in the comment section if you're watching us on demand and give us your predictions for WrestleMania 42. And if you're with us live, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you and hear your thoughts on WWE WrestleMania 42. Did you like the build up to the show? Or who do you think is going to win the big matches? Who's going to walk out champion? Let us know there in the live chat. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel in the best way possible, you can do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support, like from our good brother Chilling with Chase. Thank you so much, Chilling with Chase, for the support. And he says, to make up for the limited monetization.
Yeah, Maggie, what are you doing? Just dropping F-bombs 2 minutes into a podcast.
SP3 knows better than have me on the show and care about monetization.
This is why we run an intro. We run at least 2 drops and an intro, so we balance this out just in case the first word that comes out of Maggie's mouth is a curse word. You know?
Yeah, Maggie, what the fuck?
Very well done. Chilling with Chase also saying, did you do Strangle Mania? I did run down the card for Strangle Mania and laughed uproariously that they have a main event matchup with Cocaine. I am here for it. I might have to check out Cocaine versus Nick Nemeth and Caleb Conley, I think it was. Yeah, they got that. And they got Vampiro's retirement matchup. JCW, Vince Russo booking at his finest.
Mm-hmm.
No,
WWE wishes. WWE
let's not
wishes.
do that.
Oh, we got Cloud in the chat saying, good morning, everyone. Thank you for the collective preview yesterday. Loved it. I knew you would, Clown. Thank you so much, Clown. You've been one of the people that's always asked me to cover some stuff from GCW, and I was thinking of you when I did that preview. We got Zach Minger, who says, National Wear Your Pajamas to Work Day. SP3, Maggie, Robert, and everyone. To be fair, I always wear my pajamas to work because I work from home.
Yeah, that's the whole benefit of working from home. If you're not wearing your pajamas to work, you're doing it wrong.
You guys suck.
Who told you to have a real job?
Rob is on one today. I like that. I like this one. I like gamer Rob. Oh, we got Cloud. He says, all I can think of now Zach is cops pulling people over in their pajamas. I mean,
well, apparently not SP3 and Robert because they work from home. So,
well, yes. Also, we're not cops, but yes.
Very well done. We got the Fightful YouTube channel in the chat. Says, this is definitely not Rob. Just wanted to see Maggie's face when someone mentions Darby Allin's big victory from last night. Actually here to see Bob Felice.
Well, I appreciate that from the Fightful channel. That is definitely not Rob. It's so nice to see Sean Ross Sapp take time out of his day to say hi to me. Hi, Sean. Yeah.
While he's in Vegas. He's in Vegas and he still has time. See?
He knows where the real show is.
Exactly.
We
He
love
knows.
all the Roberts in our lives.
Well, yeah, as you should.
This is really like my tryout. So when Fightful wants to do preview shows again, he just says, how about SP3? You just do that show you do on True Hill Heat with Maggie on our channel. See, this is really what they're seeing here.
Yeah.
We got Jilla with Chase. He says JCW has been fun to watch as hell. Yeah, actually, if you're a Patreon backer, patreon.com/Trio Heat, Chase and Romeo actually have watched an episode of JCW, and you can check out the watch along that they did. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. I-95 Fessy, we are doing AE Ramble tomorrow. Once again, guys, we're trying not to bring up Darby Allin winning the AEW World Champion to Maggie too many times. Like, I don't understand why
it was made
guys
clear
keep
to me
acting.
that the show's tomorrow because you really wanted to let some time sink in while everybody mourns the fact that Darby Allin won the AEW World Heavyweight Championship from Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Yeah, and it's like people want me to bring up that he won it in 2 minutes, and now he's the new AEW World Champion.
With
Darby Allin.
Has a World Heavyweight Championship ever been won with a headlock takeover?
I think
Now
that's
it
the
has.
first time that
Now it
anyone
has.
like Darby Allin has ever won an AEW World Championship with a headlock takeover against Maxwell Jacob Freeman.
See, I'm such a wonderful person. Why am I being punished?
We're really testing your limits. This is therapy.
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 We're trying to prepare you for coexisting tomorrow as well, which I'm sure definitely not Rob in the chat is ready to say it a bunch of times there. So don't worry. It'll be on the thumbnail tomorrow.
See, Rob hates it as much as I do. So like that's...
I think the general internet hates it as much as you do. Everett Washington didn't seem to hate it, but that's because he looked.
Yeah, Everett Washington certainly didn't. It was more split on my timeline, but I can understand if you have a well-conditioned timeline where everyone agrees that they hated it. All right, let's talk about WrestleMania. WrestleMania 42 coming up this Saturday and Sunday from Las Vegas, Nevada, the biggest shows of the year for WWE. They have over 40,000 going to be in attendance for both nights of WrestleMania. So as always, what we do on our pay-per-view previews, PLE previews here on the channel, give me your hype level, your anticipation level for WrestleMania 42 from 0 to 10. Let's start with Rob. Where are you at?
So I would say I'm at about a 7. So here's the thing. When you don't watch the 5 hours of weekly television between Raw and SmackDown, and you're just getting the highlights, you can cherry pick what you're happy about. And there's enough here, specifically on the Raw side, that I think WWE has the chance to build a new generation of stars. And now they can screw it up in about 2 minutes on the second night, but I'm really hopeful that we're going to get to see some memorable moments that will shape the future of this company.
Maggie. That's good. That's pretty good. Maggie, where you at?
Well, the thing is, see, if they wanted to have a transitional reign, why did it have to be Darby and not Brody King?
No. We're talking about the other tattooed straight edge guy. No, it's the other show.
We're talking about WrestleMania. I did not expect that. That was awesome. It was like she was holding it in, and it just bursted out like she was sneezing.
He beat Hangman in his own game with Texas Death, and then he killed the god of professional wrestling, and then he took 5 shut up. He took 5 coffin drops, which is the fuckiest finishing move in all of it's not, but I'm fucking pissed off. And then he won with a fucking headlock. It could have been a drop toe hold. I mean, at least it's funny because of Sean. But like, what the actual fuck happened here? Why? Brody King was right there, and then the entire like the locker room, and it's Brody King was there, and they had a blood feud, and then the Young Bucks were like, and like, why? And the thing is, Sting came out looking like someone from Insane Clown Posse, and I'm like, what are you fucking like?
The Juggalos are in vogue. Tony Khan just spent about 40 minutes of my life that I'll never get back with Vince Russo, and he said,
Yes.
Juggalos are in vogue. Sting, we need you. Come say whoop whoop with a guy who looks like he spent his teenage years at the gathering of the Juggalos. It all goes back to Russo, Maggie. It's the Vince Russo influence.
Well, even more barf-like now. Like it's.
You don't understand. It's about the characters, Maggie. The characters. Wrestling is about the characters, bro. I mean, Darby is a great character. MJF is a great character. It doesn't matter. The belt is a prop. We're moving on.
It's pretty good New York accent. Pretty good.
I am from New York.
Yeah, that does make me.
As a fellow New Yorker, I had to give you credit. I have to say, pretty good.
Guys, I understand about the headlock takeover. I understand why, because MJF beat him previously with that hold. I understand completely. It's just Darby.
I just love AEW 2 years in a row did this where they stole the headline during WrestleMania.
That's honestly that's why they did it.
2 years in a row.
That's why they did it. They did it to steal the headline from WrestleMania. But I also think they probably did it to give you a little bit of the end of both spectrums, because on one hand, you have a really terrible match with long-term storytelling, and on the other, you've got Randy and Cody that have long-term storytelling, and you're shoehorning Pat McAfee. Which do you prefer? I don't know.
Would you put it like that? I mean, okay, fine. I got it out of my system. My WrestleMania hype level is 6.5.
All right, I'll be the low man.
If it wasn't for fucking Pat McAfee, who's apparently part of some royal family I have no idea about. If it wasn't for him, it could have been a 7. But like...
You know the Royal McAfee wrestling family, don't you? Don't you know that family? I mean, what? Honest to God, on a road to WrestleMania that's been built like shit. You looked at it and you're like, Cody and Randy are gonna have the easiest road. This is our layup. We don't have to try too hard. It's legacy. It's 20 years. Cody was Randy's first match. He was Dusty's last. Here's Pat McAfee to tell you that the Attitude Era was better, and that's why you shouldn't waste your money on this piece of shit show. Don't waste your money on this show, but also Randy Orton's going to win the WWE title.
And also, you could get 25% off of this show.
For just Saturday, though, because
just
don't
Saturday,
watch Sunday night. Don't watch the show that's going to have Oba Femi hopefully destroy Brock Lesnar. Don't watch Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Watch the show that I'm on, and then fuck wrestling. Is basically what Pat McAfee said. For what reason, I don't know.
Hey, guys, I think I got it. Wasn't there an antivirus company that was called McAfee?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
He is the virus for the antivirus company. There you go. So my hype level, I'll just keep it right in the middle. I'll say 5 out of 10. I would say, my lifetime, especially since I've been doing content myself, this is probably one of the most lackluster roads to WrestleMania that I've experienced. It just hasn't been that good. It's been baffling at times, frustrating at times to watch. I know for some fans, for me personally, I've been laughing at a lot of it. But the storytelling hasn't been well done. So yeah, I'll say right in the middle, 5 out of 10 because I know that the matches themselves will be really good, especially if they cut out a lot of the BS that they did during the build-up and they just let these people have great matches. It will be great matches on both nights of WrestleMania, but they have not given me any incentive to actually be excited about either night of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it. Let's talk about WWE WrestleMania 42 night 1. We will start with, and this is the first year that WrestleMania will air live on ESPN Unlimited, and the first hour of both nights will air on linear TV, with night 1 airing on ESPN2 and night 2 airing on ESPN, the regular channel. So it's kind of confusing. You should have done ESPN2 for night 2 and then
No, because
ESPN1 for night.
they want you to know that night 1 isn't the actual one that matters, because night 2 is the one that's on ESPN proper. Because let me tell you, I don't know too many people who have cable left, but I know if they have cable, they're watching ESPN1 and not 2.
Also true. But yes, let's talk about night 1 of WrestleMania on ESPN2. The kickoff, the opening matchup will be 6-man tag team action. You got LA Knight and the Usos versus I Show Speed, making his in-ring debut in a proper matchup outside of the Royal Rumble, and he teams with Austin Theory and Logan Paul, the World Tag Team Champions of the Vision. It was back on the March 30th edition of Monday Night Raw that the Vision won the World Tag Team Championships, thanks in large part to I Show Speed, who knocked out LA Knight with Logan Paul's brass knuckles. He then left the brass knuckles on the apron for Logan Paul to retrieve, which he used against the Usos to win the World Tag Team Championships. The following week, we saw on his stream in front of millions of subscribers, I Show Speed got invaded at his home by LA Knight, who beat him up, threw him into his whole setup on the stream. Then he showed up on Monday Night Raw the following week. He cost LA Knight a singles matchup against Austin Theory, which led to Knight and the Usos issuing the challenge to Speed and the Vision. We saw this past week on Monday Night Raw Speed training for his in-ring debut at the Performance Center with Theory and Paul. So will I Show Speed be able to pick up a win in this matchup, his WrestleMania debut as well, or will the Usos and LA Knight get some revenge against the Vision? Rob, you said you haven't been watching as closely, but what have you seen of the whole I Show Speed inclusion on WWE TV, and who do you think wins on Saturday?
So here's what I love, guys. Last year at
Nothing?
WrestleMania, Seth Rollins joined forces with Paul Heyman, and they formed a faction. And we somehow, 365 days later, got this faction has led to I Show Speed, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory against the guy who won the world title last year, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and LA Knight on a pre-show.
This is all Darby's fault.
That wonderful bit of logic aside, I think this is fine. My only gripe with this is this match in particular should be on YouTube. I Show Speed is a YouTube star. He's a YouTube content creator. If you want to reach his base, this match should be put on YouTube for all the people to see. And I actually know that unlike, some of the other celebrities they have on the show, I Show Speed attracts the youth. He attracts kids. Yeah. You could get a new fan base in by watching I Show Speed. I think this should be on YouTube. Match quality wise, I'll just say it. I think this is a whole lot better than LA Knight fighting Brock Lesnar. This is probably where I'd prefer to see LA Knight on the card. Jimmy and Jay should have been fighting the Motor City Machine Guns, the Lucha Bros, any other goddamn tag team in this company. But that's okay. I think Speed and Logan will have a fun showing. They'll be like, oh, look at how athletic they are, even though they're not, wrestlers first and foremost. And we'll probably get Usos winning because Speed will turn on maybe Logan, and that sets up a match between them. SummerSlam, maybe. I don't know. But that's the way I see it going.
Long-term storytelling.
I mean, no, this is just what they do. They'll tell you, only thing that matters is Mania, and then we'll pick it back up in 6 months,
That's true. This is usually how that works. Maggie, who you got here?
I think that the Usos and LA Knight win here, but I think ISO Speed's gonna get fucking murdered in this match. I mean, he's gonna bump like crazy for everyone. I don't know if he's gonna turn or not. Uh, a match between ISO Speed and Logan Paul, I don't know if they're gonna pull the trigger on that because Logan Paul matches have worked so far, kinda, for me personally, have worked kinda because he's been in the ring with people who can go. And I don't know if he can be the ring general for ISO Speed at this point of his wrestling career. But if it's a hardcore match or no disqualification match, it's way different because those sorts of matches you just watch them for the shock value of tables, chairs, and everything. People going through them, whereas to a proper wrestling match is a totally different situation. This is the whole Marina Shafir conversation all over again. And yeah, Usos and LA Knight, I'm gonna because LA Knight deserves a WrestleMania win. What did he do last year on WrestleMania?
He lost to Jacob Fatu for the US
and the
title.
year before he lost to AJ Styles, I believe.
No, he
There
beat
you
AJ Styles.
He beat
Yeah,
AJ
I'm
Styles?
pretty sure. Yeah, he beat AJ Styles and then he
fucking
lost to AJ when AJ became number one contender after.
Boy, that's terrible.
Reaction. I think you guys are right, though. I think Usos and Knight get the win. I expect ISO Speed to do a whole bunch of athletic spots like leapfrogs and drop kicks early on to impress everybody. And then in the end, I think the Vision leaves him hanging and he gets beat up by all the baby faces and loses in the end. And then, yeah, you could probably run back him going against the Vision because it feels like they're going to use him more. He has been training like more often in WWE. And I will say, to give him some credit, this is the best use of a celebrity on the entire either card of WrestleMania this year. This is where a celebrity like ISO Speed should be used in a mid-card matchup that no one really cares about, that's not consequential in any way outside of the main event. He's a guest star that is enhancing and giving LA Knight, the Usos, and the Vision a prominent spot on the WrestleMania card because without ISO Speed, I don't think this is the opener on ESPN2 of night one.
Well, the thing is, they can count on, internet celebrities like Logan Paul and ISO Speed for that. Whereas, they can just, make proper storylines and make people care about, the real wrestlers in the company. I don't know.
Well, no, because
No. Look what you mean.
This isn't a wrestling company. We're entertainment, Maggie. It's what we do, Maggie.
It's really annoying when you make sense all the time.
We're fantastical. We're telling these fantastical stories that just boggle. Yeah, fantastical stories that just boggle the mind. You don't know what we're doing here. We're creating cinema. This is what we do.
Maggie, you don't understand. You have the guys who can go between the ropes like that. You have Cody, you have Punk, but you also have people who reach to the outside world, right? And that's what we do. We reach to the outside world. We create moments. That's what we do.
Oh my god.
And did you see Jey Uso beating up Cameron of Dipset this morning on his podcast?
I did.
Yeah. He went on the What It Is podcast hosted by rapper Cameron and Mace, and he beat up Cameron after Cameron said that he wanted to talk to a night 2 guy. He was like, why you keep giving me these people that's on WrestleMania night 1? I want to talk to the people on WrestleMania night 2, the real night of WrestleMania. See, he's like the opposite world of Pat McAfee, Cameron.
See, I thought that Jey Uso just got mad because somebody tried to tell him when Columbus sailed the ocean blue. That's what I thought.
He told him that he can't wear pink because he got that from Cameron, which is true. Also, on ESPN2 will be the unsanctioned matchup is going to be Drew McIntyre going one-on-one with Jacob Fatu. Back last year, Fatu and McIntyre were supposed to face in a number one contenders matchup until Fatu was attacked backstage and had like 11 of his teeth basically punched out of his face. He was attacked and he was laid out and he was out of action for a couple of months. He would make his return in January when Drew McIntyre faced Cody Rhodes in a 3 stages of hell match for the undisputed WWE Championship. And thanks to Fatu inadvertently helping McIntyre fall out of the steel cage, Drew McIntyre won the undisputed WWE Championship. For months after that, we saw Drew making Fatu and Cody's lives a living hell, trying to keep them from challenging him for the title. But then Cody got his rematch on the March 6th episode of Friday Night SmackDown, where Jacob Fatu stopped Drew McIntyre from using his steel chair and cheating to win. From there, these two men have been brawling all over the place, including one week where they fell off a scaffolding together. That led to SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis making an unsanctioned matchup between these two men. Most recently, we saw Drew McIntyre basically make reference to Fatu's past as an ex-con being in prison before, saying that Fatu says he's trying to take food off of his table, but he's the real person who's keeping food off his table and his family's table by being an ex-convict. And then he also beat down Jacob Fatu, handcuffing him and whipping him with his belt. This should be physical. It should be intense. Out of all the feuds on SmackDown, I would say this is the best told story for me. Maggie, what have you thought about the build? Who do you think wins on Saturday?
I agree with you here. It has been the best build storyline for SmackDown specifically. First of all, everyone say hi to Matthew Hooks in the chat, a big Fightful supporter. As to the build, yeah, I've been invested. Drew McIntyre keeps being a heel, and I keep loving the crap out of him because he tells zero lies every time he's a heel. Like, he's the heel that tells the truth. He's exactly like Punk like years ago. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but he keeps reminding me of that run. I kind of feel like Jacob Fatu has to win. It's an unsanctioned match, so I suppose it doesn't count at all. But I keep thinking that Jacob Fatu needs to win this because he's been so run down by Drew up until now. With physically and verbally. So it kind of has to be Jacob Fatu for me. The crowd is really invested in Jacob. Also in Drew, like, people just don't give up on Drew.
No, they really believe in Drew, and that's why he probably should be WWE champion coming into the show, but he's not. Rob, what about you? What have you thought about this rivalry, and who do you think wins?
I mean, my God, very rarely, especially in modern WrestleMania history, does a guy make it out of the Rumble, make it out of Chamber with the championship, and then get sent to the opening match on ESPN2. I get it. You're going to spin it 5,000 ways. It's a broader audience, blah, blah, blah. I think Drew McIntyre just deserves to be the WWE champion in a match at WrestleMania that isn't overshadowed by the fact that it's the first time fans have come back, or that the fans were away. It seems like he was robbed, but they're going to make the most of it. I feel like this needs to be a violent match. I'm worried about it being on ESPN2 because it can't be as violent as I would like it to be. And when you're talking about doing the things that they do to each other, I hate when wrestlers do that and then they start with a collar and elbow tie up, because it's like, dude tried to hit you with his car. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
But no, I think McIntyre should win. Maybe Fatu does win. I think no matter what, these two are going to play heavily into the main event scene. So we'll go from there.
Yeah, it seems like a no-brainer that Jacob Fatu should win this matchup. And I I'm going to say he does win the matchup. Jacob Fatu is someone who just has this undeniable charisma, but he's still so real and believable. He's got like a little sense of like the Eddie Kingston of believability in him that still makes him kind of this raw and different from everybody else on WWE television, that I want to see WWE capitalize on that. So hoping that he wins. And I wouldn't mind what Dion's saying here. He said, I like Fatu to take the title from Orton. That in a perfect world, in a perfect world, honestly, Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu would be in the main event of night one in a fatal four-way. I think that was the right direction to go. WWE decided to go in a different direction, which led to the hellscape we're about to talk about pretty soon here. But I think in a perfect world, it should have been the fatal four-way and Fatu should walk out WWE champion. But we don't live in a perfect world or a perfect WWE. So we'll have to just take him winning the unsanctioned match. We also got Alberto Rex, who says, my guess is Jacob wins, but both puts on an excellent showing. This should be one of the better matches, especially on night one of Mania. Also, we got on the card for this Saturday is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. It's going to be a fatal four-way matchup. The Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, defend against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and the Bella Twins. Over the last couple of months, we've seen the Irresistible Forces since winning the titles in February. They have defended the titles against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, which the Bellas got involved and caused a disqualification. Then they defended it against the Bella Twins, which led to Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss interfering to cause a disqualification. And then they defended against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria in Madison Square Garden, which led to the Bellas and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss interfering to cause a disqualification. And that leads to a fatal four-way matchup at WrestleMania, and we've seen some singles matches since then. That's been the story. That's it. But yes, Maggie, who do you have here? What have you thought about? I feel like it's been so long ago where the women's tag team championships, especially at the end of 2025, was like the best division or title picture in WWE, when you had Kabuki Warriors or even Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss as champions at the end of last year. They were putting on great matches on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. Then you had Rhea Ripley and Io Sky winning them at the beginning of the year. It was still having very good matches and stuff like that, but it seems like ever since they put the titles on Nia and Lash, they just have been booking it to make it a fatal four-way instead of booking it to have good to great matches like it previously was doing.
I couldn't have said it better myself. You expressed everything that I was feeling for the past bunch of weeks. So let me just start off by saying that I think that this match is going to be really good if it's if they have the proper charisma that I think that they're gonna have. But the stupid thing is, the Bills are gonna win. I don't know. I just keep puking a bit in my mouth every time I say that out loud, because
I couldn't even hear that. I couldn't even hear that.
The Buffalo Bills are gonna win the
Bills. The Bellas are winning. Listen, I am known to not be a Bellas fan at all. And every time I say that, I feel obligated to mention the fact that I love what they've done for women's wrestling. I love the eyes that they brought to wrestling in terms of female viewers. I will never not acknowledge that, but I am not the demo for this. That is not my cup of tea. I just don't care. And when the moment they came back, and I'm like, fucking shit, man, they're winning the tag championships. Listen, if there's anything I would like is for a proper team like the Kabuki Warriors or something like that to win those championships from them by murdering them. And I don't understand why. And while we are here, I hope to fucking God AJ Lee and Nikki Bella never face off with one another. I hope they never do, because I barely could function when those two how were having matches back in the day, because Bella kept winning and I kept puking. And that's not what I want. Okay. Like I cannot, I'm 37. I can no longer handle puking anymore because, that's
Mac,
not what you want.
if you start to feel a little shaking where you're at right now, I'm a little worried that the Bella army is going to invade your walls. The vitriol that you just spewed against their Lord and Saviors. I'm concerned for you. But that being said, we haven't talked about the elephant in the room here, which is, are the Bella Twins even in the match? Is Nikki Bella cleared?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I don't
know. We haven't heard any confirmation. I did see a video of her twerking and doing the worm, so she looked pretty well to do that. So
I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
So here's the thing though. At WrestleMania 20, there was a fatal four-way for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Who won that? Scotty 2 Hotty and Rikishi. How? The worm. Nikki Bella's getting ready. She's good to go. Our queen is here. She will win the titles for us. I mean, look, we're a far cry from where I'd like anything in this division to be, but the division is where it is. But I feel like they were created 6 years ago, 7 years ago. These titles were made for the Bella Twins to win them. I would like to get this out of the way. We have been teased with this for 7 years. I want this to happen. And sure, you might say, yeah, that's a great reason for a title change to occur, to get it out of the way. Need I remind you, who is the AEW World Champion? I think that was largely done to finally get it out of the way. Realistically, if they're not going to win because
what are you doing to me?
If they're not going to win because Nikki's injured, I think there's a really feel-good story here with Bayley and Lyra. Yes. Bayley was taken out last year in a women's tag title situation with Lyra, and legitimately wrestlers were upset by this. And I remember even Asuka being like, Bayley should stand up for herself and talk about who she is. So if Nikki can't go, I think the feel-good choice is Bayley and Lyra. But if that music hits, I think these titles were created for them. So I'm going to say Bella Twins win.
What music?
The thing is,
you can look, but you can't touch. You can't dream about the stars above. Boom, 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 boom.
Now, I will say though, why. Since we're talking about the Bella Twins, how are they still allowed to do twin magic? They really don't look a lot.
They're so different.
How are they still allowed to do this? That being said, if they're not in the match and we need a filler, Kabuki Warriors right there, but also Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez could also win these titles, because I think Judgment Day, at least the women of Judgment Day, could be walking out of WrestleMania with all the gold if that's the case.
Yes. I would like to see Roxanne with a championship already, please. And I actually think Lyra is turning on Bayley.
No, the Bird Lady. No, people love the Bird Lady. Do
they really, or do they love her because she's with Bayley?
They love the theme music.
Yeah,
they like anything they can interact with. It's very Pavlovian in that crowd.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Oh, boom, boom.
That's all. That's it.
Boom, 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 boom.
If you can have an interactive theme song, they love you. That's it.
No, like Adam Cole said it to Karen Cross like years ago. He's just an entrance, and then you ring the fucking bell.
So I actually genuinely think Lyra is one of the better ones.
She's awesome. She's an awesome wrestler. But like people don't give a fuck because like they've done nothing. I could only remember the feud about the IC championship with Becky, and that's about it. Because they did nothing with her after that.
We can hear another theme on Saturday.
Saturday.
Now that's an option. If Brie can go, do they stick Brie in the match and replace Nikki? I can't imagine anyone in the world that would team with Brie Bella. But
Eva Marie.
Paige.
Maybe Danhausen can be a Bella for the night.
He's been trying. He's been trying for weeks.
I am interested to see where this goes. I will say I think Charlotte Flair, I'm glad she's happy. She's clearly genuinely happy doing this tag team with Bliss, but I think if you've got Charlotte Flair, she should always be somewhere near the tippy top of that card, if only for the star power alone.
Yeah.
Hey, I like the fact that she's in there because, I mean, the match with Lyra has been probably the best singles match that she's had, and it was just good. She hasn't had a ton of singles matches, but none of them have really been that good since her return. I think it's better if she's in the tag team division where she's been killing it as of late. I'm gonna go with the feel good answer here. I'm actually gonna go with Bayley and Lyra. It does make more sense for what happened last year. It's like a make good to Bayley, being like, we still believe in you, we still love you. Your contract's about to expire. We're gonna inspire you to re-sign by giving you these tag team titles.
Hopefully.
But then, speaking of legendary women, two of the most legendary ladies in WWE history will collide for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship as AJ Lee will defend against Becky Lynch. In September of last year, AJ Lee made her return to WWE for the first time in a decade to assist her husband, CM Punk, against Seth Rollins and his wife, Becky Lynch. This led to WrestlePalooza, where AJ made Becky tap out with the Black Widow submission for the first time. Then they met again in the Women's War Games as AJ Lee made Becky Lynch tap out yet again to give her team the win in November at Survivor Series. Then AJ made her return in February of this year, and Becky was irate about it, and it led to an Intercontinental Championship matchup between these two ladies where AJ went 3 for 3, making Becky tap out yet again in Chicago to become the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. After her first defense against Bayley, it was Becky who took 2 weeks off, who returned and attacked AJ from behind, leading to AJ issuing the challenge for a rematch, wanting to beat Becky one more time, but Becky wanted it on the grandest stage where she shines the most. She says that she wanted to do it at WrestleMania. These two women have traded barbs back and forth. Over the last couple of weeks, they've been conspicuous by their absence on Monday Night Raw, or not really featured that heavily, but I guess WWE just feels like the work has already been done here. I've been very much underwhelmed by the lack of attention this matchup has gotten in recent weeks, and I'm very underwhelmed by the fact that they didn't give this a stipulation. It feels like they blew their load on the Elimination Chamber matchup and just decided to go, oh, might as well do the rematch at WrestleMania. We don't need to do much work. It's AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. But I think it would have helped if they did do some work. I would be more excited for this matchup. Maggie, who do you think wins on Saturday?
Well, this is a tough one. Okay, it's my two wrestling moms fighting each other. This shouldn't be like, it's why am I? See, it's. I know the build has been non-existent. I understand, but ever since AJ came back, I've been like, if AJ wasn't here, I'm so pissed off by wrestling as it is. Imagine if AJ wasn't here. I would have quit by now. I think it's extremely clear that Becky Lynch is winning back her IC championship. I don't think that AJ holds that championship after WrestleMania, because like they did it for, the feel good moment of AJ Lee being back and giving her a championship without them giving her, the main ones. Any of the main ones. because if I have to be absolutely honest, I adore AJ. She's my all-time favorite, but I don't think she can hang with Rhea Ripley, with Stephanie Vaquer. No, I don't like that. Is not happening. Uh, for I expected a lot more from the mic wars between Becky and AJ, because AJ was the best thing about wrestling back in the day when it comes to the women's locker room, and probably maybe even the men's when she got on the microphone, because she was, that entertaining when she was given the opportunity to be. And Becky Lynch is fucking Becky Lynch, and I just expected more. I I I will never have high hopes that an AJ Lee match will ever be a 5-star match. That's not why I'm watching AJ Lee matches for. Um, it's I have zero expectations about the match. I know that I'm gonna love it either way. I'm so sorry. I'm so ridiculously biased when it comes to these two wrestlers. I'm gonna love it either way, but I'm putting my money on Becky.
Okay,
Rob,
so I love AJ Lee. I think AJ Lee is amazing. I love that we've come full circle to where she couldn't get a single flower to now having this completely overblown and kind of retconned legacy of like this amazing career she had. I love that WWE gets to just do that. Maggie's right. This won't be a 5-star match. That's not why you're watching AJ Lee wrestle. If you're watching AJ Lee wrestle, here's my problem. This match shouldn't be happening. AJ Lee beat her 3 times
Yeah.
at WWE pay-per-views, and Becky Lynch shouldn't have this match. If you're going to do this match, it should be a stipulation match. If I was fantasy booking, and all things were well, this should be AJ Lee losing the Intercontinental title to Roxanne Perez.
Thank
But
you.
we're not getting that. Instead, we're getting the match here. It feels like it's a lock for Becky to win. I don't want to see that happen because I want to see AJ lose to someone else. But I'll say, for purposes of predictions, Becky Lynch wins, and AJ will come back when it's time for her to have that match with Roxy.
Well, the thing is, we never got the AJ Lee Roxanne Perez face off at Royal Rumble, because we all know where the Royal Rumble was took place this year, and if you decide not to be a part of the Rumble, you have the full right not to be, especially when you're AJ Lee. So we didn't get that, and if we did get that, I suppose that this was what we were gonna be looking at WrestleMania, Roxanne Perez versus AJ Lee. But because we didn't plant those seeds, it was impossible for to make sense. And I want for AJ Lee and Roxanne Perez to make all the sense in the world, and not just randomly put them together without any build up at a random episode of Raw or Smack or whatever, like probably Raw. This is, for me personally, it should be a big deal, and if it's not for them, it's so sad.
Yeah, I think that matchup will happen. I don't think WrestleMania was the time to do that. I love AJ Lee. I think that she did have a good career. I do find it funny that they have retconned her career to make her this all-time great when she just had a reign with the Divas Championship, and her promo work has not been the best. I remember her being a stronger promo, but I haven't thought that she's been that strong since her return. I thought the initial promos that she did with Becky leading up to WrestlePalooza were good, but I thought the ones leading up to Elimination Chamber were awful, especially the one where she said that she's accomplished more than Becky Lynch, and it was like,
no, hell no, that's
no,
a
you
lie.
haven't. Like, I was like, what are you even talking about here? But yeah,
they're rated on such a different scale though, because like AJ Lee made history by being the only woman to defend the Divas title. Becky Lynch made history by headlining men's WrestleManias and just doing so much more. It's so
and
different.
becoming the top star, and you're a woman, the only woman in history who's ever been the top star of WWE. I really like AJ Lee. I was glad. I thought that her return in 2025 was one of the best moments of the year. But I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I might be breaking some news here, but Becky Lynch is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. And it's not just her saying it. Sports Illustrated said it. I wrote it. Bleacher Report said it. So I'm going with Becky Lynch to get the win.
Well, I mean, you got to stand by your words.
Yeah,
Becky
this is
Lynch
true.
is the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
Yeah. Breaking news. I know. Everyone's shocked in the chat right now.
That's amazing.
You should have put that under the, behind the paywall or something.
Then we got one of the most anticipated matches of the whole weekend, and it doesn't even need a damn story. You got Seth freaking Rollins going up against the ring general Gunther. Seth making his return under a mask back at the Royal Rumble. He started making the lives of the Vision a living hell. He revealed himself after costing Logan Paul the Elimination Chamber under the mask. And then for weeks, we had to see mass synchronized dancing, which would keep Seth Rollins from being touched because he wasn't medically cleared. Until eventually he attacked Paul Heyman, hit him with a steel chair, stomped his face out, made him bust open in the process. Then Seth was finally cleared after being arrested in Boston. He was freed of all charges, cleared to wrestle. He attacked Paul Heyman again, but it was the ring general Gunther in Madison Square Garden who attacked Seth, choked him out, and pointed to the WrestleMania sign, which made their match official for the grandest stage of them all. It would be revealed after a brawl with Seth the following week that Gunther wasn't sent by Paul Heyman, but he did want a favor from Paul Heyman thanks to taking care of his Seth Rollins problem. I thought this past week on Monday Night Raw, they did a great job of getting you hyped for this matchup. As Gunther said, the real reason why he wants Seth at WrestleMania is because Seth walks around like he is the best in-ring competitor in WWE, but he's not the best when Gunther is around. He says when he was World Heavyweight Champion, all that Seth was a useful idiot for Paul Heyman, and he didn't even step up to face him then. So now he stepped up and made this match for WrestleMania to prove he is the very best in the game. Who will be proven to be the best, Rob? What have you thought about the quick turnaround with this story? Gunther was originally rumored to be facing Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania following his wins against John Cena, Goldberg, and AJ Styles, retiring all three men. His next retirement, I guess, was supposed to be Rey Mysterio, but that got redirected due to Rey's injury. And Seth was originally supposed to face Braun Breaker for the payoff of his whole Vision storyline, but Braun Breaker had emergency hernia surgery, so this was all shuffled together. Two guys who lost out on their actual matches being put together here.
Boy, watching the build to this match has felt like emergency hernia surgery. I think that they have set themselves up for failure. You do not, when Seth Rollins, we don't know the condition of Rollins, you don't build a match on match quality when you don't know if the man's going to be able to go at his best. I think the smart thing to do here would have been to have Paul Heyman be the one who sent Gunther, or at the very least made it clear Paul Heyman is going to be ringside for this because he needs to be, first of all. The whole build was Rollins versus Heyman. And then it sets up the stage nicely when Gunther gets the win here. Paul Heyman, you owe me one, and I want your beast's head on a platter when I retire him at SummerSlam. But to get there, I think Braun Breaker needs to return at WrestleMania, cost Rollins the match. Gunther hooks in the sleeper, wins that way. Because if you don't do it like that and you wait till Monday for Breaker, I feel like there's just a weird, this didn't need to happen. And that's unfortunate for Gunther, who was being built as the top villain after retiring Cena, who, by the way, will be at the show, and I'm sure we'll have a moment of some kind with Gunther, and AJ Styles.
Maggie, who you got?
I agree with almost everything here that Rob mentioned, but First of all, Gunther is winning. But what I think happens is that Braun Breaker gets involved and costs Seth Rollins. This, I think we can all agree here. But in my eyes, this makes Gunther mad because he didn't ask for anyone interfering and helping. And that's why he goes to Paul Heyman and says, "You pissed me off and now you owe me. I want Brock." That's how I think they, put this together, because I don't want Gunther winning with someone's help. And if he does, I want him to be pissed off about it because it's Gunther. And Gunther shouldn't be scared of anyone. Like, no Austrians in wrestling should be afraid of anyone like Tekla. Like, no. I think that's how it happens. I'm a Seth girly. I'm kind of sad that he loses once again at WrestleMania. WrestleMania hasn't been his thing for like years now.
He won last year.
Yeah, sure. But like, he cashed in the main event, and then he slayed the beast in the opening match because his wife was main eventing. But like,
he's won a lot at WrestleMania when you really think about it.
I don't care. He should win all of them.
Oh, hey, that's so fair. And Maggie, valid.
Fair. Yep. Pretty fair. Yeah, I think we might get a rough bump in this, and I think you get a masked man in a hoodie who comes and spears Seth, and then he takes off the hoodie and the mask, and it is Braun. We never thought it would be him.
Oh my god! Shocking.
Long-term story. And that's the same way he joined the Vision in the first place.
I'm so tired of masked men being around in and around. Just stop it. This needs to stop. I think just have Breaker come out normal. Have Heyman ringside because he's the main character of this company right now, and go from there.
Yeah, I would love for this to just be straight up Seth versus Gunther, because I think it could be the best match of the whole entire weekend, and Gunther just beat Seth. Like, he just straight up beat AJ Styles in retirement. He straight beat up and beat John Cena and retired him. He did the same thing with Goldberg. He shouldn't have to need any help, but I do understand story-wise why that makes sense, but in a perfect world, to me, I think you just have Gunther straight up beat Seth. Seth came back way too early from his injury. So,
Braun Breaker can attack afterwards.
Yeah, that works afterwards as well. Then we got for the WWE Women's World Championship, it's going to be the Royal Rumble winner, Liv Morgan, challenging the champion Stephanie Vaquer. Back at the Royal Rumble, it was Liv Morgan who won the matchup. She took weeks to determine who she wanted to face. It took Stephanie Vaquer calling out Liv's privileged upbringing in WWE, training with the best doctors, getting the best facilities, while Stephanie had to come up through Chile that didn't have professional wrestling at all. She had to fight in small buildings in Mexico to make a name for herself, to eventually sign with WWE 10 years into her career, and she fought to become the WWE Women's World Champion. That led to Liv choosing Stephanie, and these two women have been trading barbs back and forth. Liv talking down to Stephanie and her upbringing in the business, saying that she had to fight her way to the top, and she is there, and she's not letting anyone stop her. And then they really turned things up when they started attacking each other. You had Stephanie who attacked Liv from behind, and they brawled into the gorilla position. Then the week after that, you had Liv who attacked Stephanie, and they brawled yet again. Then you had the brutal beatdown that was Stephanie Vaquer attacking Liv Morgan from behind and making her crack skulls with Roxanne Perez, leaving a huge knot on Liv's head. And then this past week on Monday Night Raw, it was Liv who attacked Stephanie from behind, knocking over interviewer Kathy Kelly. And then the two women brawled with Liv Morgan with black eyes and everything, looking like a crazed animal. Will it be new Women's World Champion Liv Morgan, or will Stephanie Vaquer's maiden voyage as champion continue here? This was a feud that, if you asked me 3 weeks ago, I had no interest in this whatsoever. I didn't think WWE was trying anything creative to heat things up. But between the accidental cracking of the skulls and then this past week with the brawl, I think they've gotten this up to feel like a heated rivalry going into WrestleMania. So I will give them credit for that. Let's start with Rob this time. Who you got?
You know, I'm with you. Because when Morgan won the Royal Rumble, the only thing I kept thinking was, I don't see it. I don't see a rivalry that's going to feel like a major match. And the thing is, they just said, to hell with that. These two women are just going to act like they hate each other. They shriek and scream and try to claw at one another every time they see each other. I think it's a really great build for what it is. I fully think Liv Morgan is winning the world title. And even though she's had some pretty big wins, she beat Becky. She beat Ronda. I think this is the one where they go, you're a star, and we're going to treat you like one. And that's why she's got a new song out. She's singing her own theme song. I'm sure that'll play into the entrance at WrestleMania. And I think
that's definitely gonna be her new theme music.
Yeah, I think they confirmed it too. And I think this is Liv's to win, and I think it should be a damn good match. I think this is a sleeper pick for match of the night at WrestleMania because these two have a point to prove, and they're gonna leave nothing on the table.
Who you got, Maggie?
This absolutely looks and sounds like Liv Morgan's time. I'm pretty sure. Like, I've been waiting for Liv to get her flowers for years now. I was so glad when she won the Rumble. She's not my favorite women's wrestler, but I do see everything that she's doing in wrestling. So she absolutely deserves the championship here. And I agree actually that this can low-key be match of the night. Liv Morgan's facial expressions during this week's brawl. Give her all the championships. Like, what is she doing with her face? Why is she this good? She deserves absolutely everything that she has coming. That being said, the championship gold and everything. Like, give her everything. She's so good at this. She's so good. I mean, and she's been really interesting to watch. When I say that she's not my favorite women's wrestler, because like Becky's and AJ Lee are there, and that's I will forever be biased. But Liv Morgan, oh Jesus, give her everything, and it's her time. I don't know what this means for Stephanie Vaquer after that, but yeah, it's Liv, and that obnoxious laugh. That's everything. That's just. That's just,
yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's just everything.
Trouble, that's me. Cherry lips and bad energy. Say it once, say it twice, and give it to you all night. I'm your bad, your bad advice. We're going to hear that twice on Saturday. New WWE Women's World Champion, Liv Morgan.
So I gotta ask, have you already listened to it enough times where you know the words, or did you pull that up?
No, I pulled it up on Rated Raw Review, and it's just stuck in my head now.
All right.
Really? I don't see it as an earworm like whatsoever. I do not.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's more like a leech. It'll burrow itself into your brain.
It really is. It's not trouble. It's terrible.
I think it fits her perfectly though, and
it does.
She's got that energy.
It's obnoxious, and that's her whole heel character. Yes. Let's talk about the match everyone's talking about for all the good. And very, 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 very bad reasons. Cody Rhodes will defend the undisputed WWE Championship against Randy Orton with Pat McAfee. It was at the Elimination Chamber. Randy Orton won the chamber by last eliminating Cody Rhodes thanks to outside interference from Drew McIntyre. But that upset SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis so much that he put Cody in a championship matchup against Drew McIntyre, which Cody won on the March 6th episode of SmackDown, making Randy Orton's job a little bit tougher. He said that it wasn't supposed to be this way. It wasn't supposed to be Cody, but Cody made his way into this title matchup, and Cody told Orton not to hold back, to listen to the voices in his head and bring the best version of Randy Orton to WrestleMania, which led to Orton turning on his longtime friend and former legacy stablemate, bloodying him in a visceral attack that saw Orton push down the general manager Nick Aldis, as well as his good friend and former tag team partner, country music star Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll tried to talk some sense into Orton after he had gotten into a confrontation with Matt Cardona the following week, but we were seeing on Monday Night Raw as well as SmackDown that Randy Orton was getting this mysterious phone call from a mysterious supporter of his, a supporter that helped Orton realize who he really was, a killer. He said that wrestling has more than one royal family, giving us a tease of who it could possibly be. This mystery caller helped him to attack and Pillmanize the arm of Matt Cardona. He then beat Cardona the following week when Cody finally returned. A brawl ensued between the two men that saw Jelly Roll try to play peacemaker and led to Orton giving an RKO to his former tag team partner, Jelly. Then the following week after that, in St. Louis, Orton's hometown, it was finally revealed. Who was it? Was it Cowboy Bob Morton, his father? Was it his former mentor, Ric Flair, or his longtime mentor and rival, Triple H? Maybe his former Evolution stablemate, Batista. Maybe their former Legacy stablemate, Ted DiBiase, after getting cleared of all charges. Maybe it's Kevin Owens, their former tag team partner when they teamed up against the Bloodline just a couple of years back. Or maybe it was The Rock, who has been a thorn in Cody Rhodes' side for the last two WrestleMania events. No, it was Pat McAfee. Oh, I don't know why. Pat McAfee says he's here to save the business because the business needs Randy Orton. Look at the ticket sales for WrestleMania. Tickets are still on sale when Randy Orton is around. And he wants to bring the business back to the Attitude Era, to the era that he grew up in, despite the fact that Randy Orton debuted in 2002, about a year after the Attitude Era ended. This has led to a lot of controversy in the wrestling world. Orton and McAfee have been making Cody's life a living hell with their attack 2 weeks ago and their attack this past week on Friday Night SmackDown. They even attacked Jelly Roll as well. Pat McAfee walked out of SmackDown with the WWE Championship. It took Cody traveling all the way to Indianapolis to retrieve his championship gold. But this has been viewed as one of the most polarized, not really polarizing, one of the most heated and maligned decisions in WWE in the Triple H era of the company. But will McAfee get the win that he's been looking for? McAfee has said if Orton does not win and walk out a 15-time world champion, he will leave the business completely. So will the business be saved, or will Pat McAfee leave wrestling forever? Maggie, what have you thought about Pat McAfee's inclusion in the WrestleMania 42 Saturday main event, and who do you think wins on Saturday?
I'm just gonna get it right out of the way. I hope Orton wins because I need to have nice things during this week in wrestling. After everything that happened yesterday, after probably the Bellas winning the tag team championships and everything, and Chris Jericho being back. At least he didn't, win against Ricochet. But like that's Pat McAfee's role in this is so confusing to me. I feel like they started to build this up not knowing that it was going to be a Pat McAfee. I mean, it just make I was so confused when it turned out to be Pat. And like we talked a lot about this at the beginning of the show. He just I don't think that burying your product is the way to put over your match. It's just one of those things. If you bury your opponent so deep underground, if you eventually lose to him now or in the future, you just bury yourself. You just need to be smart when, building towards a match, whether it be a championship match or a grudge match. I don't care. You just have to be cautious in your smack talk element. I understand that Pat McAfee grew up watching the Attitude Era. I feel like we all did. But the fact that everyone's kind of romanticizing the Attitude Era right now is kind of pissing me off. Because, yeah, okay, it was fun, but like a lot of it was fun for the wrong reasons. And like women were treated awfully during that time. And I know that it's not always about that. During the Attitude Era, the characters were really important, and it was kind of, I understand, it was intriguing back then. It wasn't just about matches, which I feel like right now wrestling fans are deeply invested not only into characters and storylines but matches themselves. Well, back in the day it wasn't just that. They just wanted to slam people, and just everything worked. So like, let's call Pat McAfee an outsider, because like he's not a wrestler. He is from the company. He was on commentary and everything. But like, let's just say an outsider. Give him. Let's not give him the benefit of the doubt right now. So like, for an outsider to praise everything that WWE was during the Attitude Era and burying this era, which I don't know which is the best one, because WWE hasn't been hitting for me lately. For me, and not only Raw or SmackDown. Don't even get me fucking started on NXT, because we're just gonna be here for hours. And it's weird. You just don't watch the second night. Watch this night. And by the way, here's 25% off this night, for this night only. Don't watch the other one. And like, how are you selling the biggest night of your company that way? And it's on ESPN. I understand that, Pat's involvement with the ESPN thing. I understand that it kind of makes sense, but was this the proper way to do it? I don't know. It still bugs me about the royal family thing. Are you an antivirus royalty, the family thing? And
that still has nothing to do with wrestling, by the way. But
yeah, I know.
but
Nothing.
Are they sponsoring the first night of WrestleMania? I don't understand. We got no explanation, or even if we did, I watched SmackDown on 2x speed. I don't give a fuck, because I have to go to work after that. So it's also confusing to me. Everything is confusing. I just hope that Randy Orton wins the championship. But the only thing that makes sense for me in this entire build is for them to make someone so fucking annoying so that people can actually boo Randy Orton, because they were cheering for him and they weren't supposed to. They were booing Cody, and I'm like, everyone's getting caught up for on everything that I've been saying for years now. Oh my god, fuck Cody so much. And like
I think that's the thing that certain people like forget, that this whole thing was not good before Pat McAfee got here, because you literally did this whole angle to turn Orton heel, and he was getting the babyface response.
Exactly, exactly. It just wasn't thought out like that well, and it's not Cody's fault. And I will forever say that none of this is Cody's fault. They just keep putting him in this ridiculous situation. It's like Roman Reigns being pushed as a babyface all over again. I just keep wondering, does Cody have it in him to be a proper, heel? When he was having the feud with Kevin Owens, I kind of saw, the plants being, the seeds being planted of a potential heel turn for Cody, because he was gloating the fact that he won after, Kevin was, left unconscious, with that table or ladder. I don't remember what it was, but that final shot of the
It was a
pay-per-view
ladder
was
match.
brilliant. It was a ladder match. Yes, thank you. Was it a Saturday night main event?
No, that was Royal Rumble last year.
That was after the main event match.
Okay.
No, she's talking about when he.
No, but that came
put him through the
after
bit.
Saturday night's main event.
Yeah. So it's like, I just want to see that other side of Cody, because for now he's being so boring. I mean, I enjoy Cody. I adore him as a wrestler, but just give me something that I haven't seen before, because I'm gonna just fall asleep, and I don't want to fall asleep while I'm watching wrestling anymore. So let's give it to I feel like this is the first time in history that I'm going to be cheering for Randy Orton.
Well, there you go. So you're going for Randy Orton for the win, Rob.
This would have had so much potential if this turned out to be Kevin Owens and not Pat McAfee.
Or they could have just told the story of Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes.
I'm gonna do my best to keep this short, because we got a whole nother night to cover. But brother, this is dog shit. What are we doing here? You got Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. That's all you need. You've got a cakewalk. We're going into Mania. It's a made story, and you add Pat fucking McAfee, who his argument is the Attitude Era was better. Now, listen, guys, I know you made the jokes. Randy started in 2002, blah, blah, blah. To the average wrestling fan who Pat represents, the Attitude Era was any time you could bleed and call women names. So yes, Randy Orton was in the Attitude Era. Sure, fine, I can live with that. I was tired of this argument 15 years ago. What the fuck are we doing? Like, we can't do anything beyond 1998. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about the Attitude Era. Like, I don't care. Dude, I don't care. Oh my God. Grow up. Grow up a little bit. Like, yes, we all live in nostalgia because the world sucks. I get it. But my God, live in today a little. That out of the way, Pat McAfee's also just really fucking annoying. And like Maggie says she wants to see Randy Orton win. I'm hoping that they call an audible and Cody wins and that we never see Pat McAfee again. I'm hoping they go, hey, this sucked ass. We'll see you around down the road, Pat. This is ridiculous. This is just such a horrible build, and Cody deserves better. I don't know why we hate Cody all of a sudden.
It's not all of a sudden for me.
People can't just be people can't just be living their lives. I don't like anything about this except for the two guys who are going to be in between the ropes. And I know exactly how this is going to work. We're going to get a ref bump. Pat McAfee's going to kick Cody in the balls. He's going to line up for his own punt kick because he was a punter. So Randy's going to go for it, and he's going to go, wait, no, me. I'll do it. Miss the punt. Cody will get him with a crossroads or jelly roll, because that's fucking happening here. Will come down and take out McAfee. And as Cody turns around, RKO, Randy gets his 15th, and I like Randy. I think Randy's fucking great. I think he's the man. Sure, all of my favorite Randy Orton matches took place 22 years ago. That's okay. Randy Orton's the man. This could have been so much more. We were talking about a road to WrestleMania that included Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn's interesting character turn, because we hate that guy. Don't know why. But we gotta add something here. We got Pat fucking McAfee talking about the Attitude Era. We got them saying lower the ticket prices because what we're gonna do TKO or the villains, the corporations back. Spare me. Spare me. This is dog shit. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
They talk out of both sides of their mouth, because you have CM Punk saying lower the ticket prices, and then Cody's response to all of this, who's the guy who's directly involved, was, I was a part of the highest grossing WrestleMania. We set records last year. We set records 2 years ago. You are literally bigging up the people that you just said to kiss your ass, because that's the whole reason you set all these records, sir.
Because lower the ticket prices, and then they're gonna say, yeah, we'll lower the ticket prices for Saturday. Don't watch Sunday. They all suck. Don't watch Brock. Don't watch Oba. Don't watch. This is terrible. This is something we're all gonna look back on when they fix the problem and go, wow, it was really bad then, huh? And we're all gonna pretend like it didn't happen. This sucks.
Yeah, I'm going with Randy Orton to win number 15 here, but yeah, I don't understand why we have Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes from an era that wasn't that good, but people have romanticized about for the past decade and a half. 2009 Randy Orton legacy. Oh, I can't wait for Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton to have a rivalry, and we haven't got one mention of legacy. It took him bringing it up as basically to combat Pat McAfee being involved in this, where he finally mentioned that his first match was against Orton, his dad's last match was against Orton. All this history that should have been at the forefront from the very beginning between these two guys, and they all have been overshadowed by Pat McAfee cutting edgelord fucking mark ass promos on Friday nights.
Oh, and that's the other thing too. I glossed over this. I apologize. The people were cheering him when he was doing this because largely everybody just wants to live in 1998. And what the fuck do you do about that? I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to watch it every week anymore. Like,
but that's night 1 of WrestleMania, y'all. Hope you enjoy. Night 2 of WrestleMania. We got the matchup probably that's getting the most hype and probably the best build-up to the entire show. Will kick off night 2 on ESPN. It will be Brock Lesnar going one-on-one with the ruler, Oba Femi. These two men are been basically killing this whole build-up, this whole road to WrestleMania. They first encountered one another in the Royal Rumble, where they went toe-to-toe, and Brock eliminated Oba from the Royal Rumble. Then Brock Lesnar issued an open challenge to anyone on the roster to face him at WrestleMania 42, with Paul Heyman saying that it's a main event matchup because Brock Lesnar is involved. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
I done.
That's so
Thank you.
Really beautiful.
Really good. They like it. Say hi, Rob. Hi, Maggie.
Hi.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Maggie. Look what I made.
This is really nice. The stupid thing is that she can't hear us.
She can't hear us, so we're like,
Picture.
You want to say hi?
I made my own Talking Tom picture.
that's so cute.
That is really cute. I love it.
It has all of his friends: a teddy bear, Squeak, Dot, Sugar, Binky, Gus, Flip, his friends, Angela, Hank, Ginger, Becca, and Ben.
Wow.
And she just left.
Very well done. Oh, you want to say something else?
Which is your favourite character from Talking Tom?
I feel like Tom is my favorite.
Tom is
because, like,
easily
it's-
my favorite. Yeah,
Yeah, it's because he's the main character, right? Like,
that's right.
Yeah.
And all of his shows of Talking Tom shorts.
You're sitting down now? You're going to stay?
It is the One Friends 2020.
You're taking over? I'm going to be out of a job?
2026. 3D versus 2D versus 3D versus 2D 2026. They have 13 episodes.
Okay. Thank you. That was well done. You told them the whole 2026 schedule. Thank you. I must hang this up. All right?
Yes.
Thank you.
you for my picture.
No, thank you for the
Thank you.
picture.
Thank you for the picture.
All right. Now she's trying to get a toy. She's
And
done.
that
Forgot
and
about
that was the intermission we needed to take a deep breath. You know what happens is, you see, folks, we get too worked up about this stuff. We need to be reminded that it's not that deep.
It's really not that deep. It's not
That's
that
what
deep.
this is. That's what this is for us.
It's like she didn't even say just how much she hated Darby Allin winning.
You know, and because you see, there's more important things going on in the world.
I know. I know. I hope so.
I mean, God, I sure hope so.
She had to make me get a toy that was like at the bottom of her toy chest. But there we go. There is the interlude that we all needed.
I was waiting for it to come in.
I mean, like, so you go into this match at WrestleMania with Oba and Brock, and you go, they've got the chance to do the greatest thing ever, or really make everybody feel like let's throw the whole thing out with the bathwater right off the bat. Because
yes.
this is on ESPN, one, because Brock is a star. And yeah, like, let's get this out of the way. Does anybody want to see Brock Lesnar on their TV right now with everything going on? No, I get that. But if you're going to put Brock Lesnar on my TV, you should have him lose to Oba Femi and make Oba Femi the ruler, the man, the beast, the conqueror. Everything that Brock was, Oba can be to the future. And I don't care what your plans are for Brock for the rest of the year. None of them can be hurt by having him lose to Oba. There's zero that can be hurt by having him lose to Oba. I don't want to see that, Oba had Brock beat, but the referee was down, blah, blah, blah. No. Oba Femi beats Brock Lesnar because we need to make new stars, and it's time to live in a new generation. I can't think of a worse follow-up to Randy Orton beating Cody Rhodes than saying also the young guy sucks because Brock Lesnar easily defeated Oba Femi. Don't do this to yourself. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Live for today and for tomorrow. And I think you've got a winning recipe here.
Here you go with Maggie. This seems like an easy one for most of us.
Okay, listen up. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh, I'm saying as far as what we want. I'm not saying as far as what's going to happen.
I mean, sure. It's this is the match I'm most looking forward to on WrestleMania. Easily.
Yeah.
Because I so badly want for Brock Lesnar to fucking lose. So bad. I want him yeeted out of the stadium. Please. I mean, if it's anyone who can do it, it's Oba Femi. Oba Femi was, the best thing to watch on NXT when Carmelo Hayes left. I feel like the only reason for you to have 1,000 titles on your show is for Oba Femi to have them all. It's I know that probably they were, reports coming out that Brock Lesnar didn't want to lose before losing to Gunther. And that is the thing that's pissing me off, because why fucking not? Okay? Why not? What is, you should just lose everything and fucking go away. I don't want to see Brock when he came back. When did he come back? Was it the Rumble, or was it, before
It
that?
was SummerSlam last year.
Yeah, so like the only good thing of his return was him falling at the top of the ramp. Like
Yes.
I will be showing that video to my nephew when he's fucking 20 years old and I'm in a, on a deathbed, and I'm like, never mind, could you just see how funny this was? And and just die afterwards. But like that is the only good thing that happened from his return to wrestling. If he loses this match and puts over Oba Femi, this will be the second good, best thing. And him losing to Gunther and finally going away into, the fucking sunset, I don't care. This will be the third and final, good thing. But let's just have that. Let's just have Oba Femi win. I was worried because for like initially, Oba Femi got the upper hand each and every week against Brock, and I'm like, I'm getting worried because if he keeps doing that, and Brock Lesnar will just destroy him at WrestleMania, and he's been acting like a chicken shit heel, and he's been running a lot, and I'm just so worried, guys. I'm so sorry. Like Brock should better fucking lose this match. This has no place in his victory role. Like no place. He should never win against Oba Femi. And I adored Kofi Kingston saying, "Hell yes, brother, avenge us all." Could we
great.
fucking, yeah, that was fucking great, because Brock Lesnar to this day is the person to dethrone each and every black champion that WWE has had. Let's have Oba Femi beat the piss out of him. Could we just do that? I know, like, we can have a bunch of suplexes and Oba Femi just go away. Just go away. In Oba Femi, we trust. We're all Oba feminists here. Let's just
Oba feminist rise. I mean, honestly, there is no good that comes from Brock Lesnar winning. And you'll say, but it makes the Gunther thing. No. 'Cause if you're gonna do that, you should have just put Brock against LA Knight, and I would rather stick my head in an Iron Maiden. I just genuinely, Brock needs to lose here.
Unfortunately, it's WWE, guys. We saw Oba accept the challenge on March 16th and put him down, put his foot on his chest. Incredible segment that was. Then the following week, he clotheslined him over the top rope. Another great segment there. Then they had the whole Madison Square Garden confrontation where he tossed the security guard halfway up the entranceway, and he stood there, but they didn't touch at all. Then you had the following week was the brawl for the contract signing, and then this past week you had Oba cut this incredible promo. I fear what WWE thinks they have done. I fear the fact that they think they have done enough to put Oba Femi in position to be launched to the stratosphere when they need to stick the freaking landing. My head is telling me that WWE has done you wrong. Why are you even believing in this? But my heart is going to outweigh that, and I'm going to say Oba Femi wins, because please, dear God, I don't want to live in this world where I get paid to cover WWE and they make the dumbest decision in quite some time.
Yeah, again, I think you're setting the second night up for failure if you start with Brock Lesnar winning, because people are just gonna not want to watch anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a first. Um,
I mean, you can't have fucking Chris Jericho back, Darby as champion, Bellows as a champion, and then Brock Lesnar winning. I'm just gonna fucking blow my brains out.
because the past is always better. Maggie, the past is always
No,
better.
no, new. Like, haven't you watched How I Met Your Mother? New is always better.
No one loves that show in the world more than I do. But how does it end? We go back.
Oh, it's so stupid.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the
fucking
dumbest
learned.
ending ever.
Like, do you know? I finished watching it. I just cut off the last episode. The moment when the two of them meet at the ramp, with the umbrella, and I just cut it off because fucking no one needs Ted and fucking Robin to be together. I love them separately, kinda, but like that.
Not Ted ever.
That does not work. That I know that the entire, the TV series has been revolving around. I mean, it started with the introduction of Robin, like not sooner, not later. With the introduction, we're getting so off track here.
We're going down a tangent.
The thing is, when it comes to that's the best way to use your wrestlers, that like it's them putting over young talent. To this day, I still think that Brock Lesnar should not have been the person to break the Undertaker streak. It should have been Roman, because like when Roman did it, because when Roman did that,
it should have been either Roman or Cena.
Yeah, when Roman did it, years later, and you were like, like it's happened before. But Brock was already a freak. Like, why why give him the streak afterwards to make him? No, I'm sorry, but no.
You know,
you got people just wanting to see the world burn by wanting Brock Lesnar.
But that's the problem.
It already burned last night when Darby won.
But that's
it did not. It's perfect.
Is that reaction will happen, and they'll be like, "Oh, great heat! It's what we do." Listen to that reaction. It's that fuck. Nobody wants to see this man. The least you can do is utilize his abilities to put over somebody young. Fuck. Like.
I forgot to read the super chat from earlier. Vala, thank you so much, Vala, for the support. Sweetie. He says Lyra would be more over if she had ass-based offense, and I'm ashamed that I said that. But this is what works in WWE, and what works in WWE is like what Rob said: is getting the heat, brother. Heat is what they do.
It's what we do. Oba's a star. He hung with the beast. He's gonna be around for years to come. It's what we do. We build the stars.
We build the stars. But yes, let's go on. We're all going with Oba Femi there. And also going to be on ESPN is for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Penta will defend in a 6-way ladder match. It's going to be against Dragon Lee, Jade McDonough, Rusev, Rey Mysterio, and the young OG, Javon Evans. This should be nonstop action, a lot of fun. Of course, Penta won the title at the beginning of March from Dominic Mysterio. He's been a fighting champion, even had a couple of open challenges, most notably against Dragon Lee. But then he basically issued the challenge for a ladder match at WrestleMania. WWE revealed the winners of qualifying matches that would happen on main event 3 days later on Monday Night Raw. And then they also added Rey Mysterio because he's back from injury and we didn't expect him to be on this show. So that is basically the build to this matchup. It should still be one of the best matches on the card. I'm going to go with Penta to retain. Rob?
There's 2 matches on ESPN, and you have the opportunity to set the stage for the next generation, because not only should Oba Femi be winning, there's no reason for this match to take place and Javon Evans not walk out with the Intercontinental Championship. That he is like 22 years old, if that. He's young. He's going to be around forever. enjoy the offense while he's still young enough to do it. See Rey Mysterio, who is also in this match. I can't think of a better person to win than Javon Evans. I think the only other acceptable winner is Penta. Pretty much everybody else I wouldn't want to see win. Especially, and God knows I like him. Look, let's read that comment. Rey Mysterio should and needs to win. I love Rey Mysterio. Good Lord, I can't think of a worse message to send than Randy Orton wins, Brock Lesnar wins, Rey Mysterio wins. What are we doing? Leaving today. I'm begging you to look at a calendar. It says 2026. Let these kids win some matches.
Maggie, who you got?
Why is the Rusev hate in the comments, people?
Because where's he been? Where has this
Yeah.
guy been? He can't. He was I thought he was gonna do the God's champion thing. He's been on main event, which by the way, I guess you need to be on main event if you want to be at WrestleMania. Who knew? Because they sure didn't say anything. I love Rusev. I don't want to see him win here because he hasn't done anything. You know what I mean?
I understand. Yeah, sure. Like he like I keep forgetting that he's there. And I understand that, but like just that I don't know. He works well in those sorts of matches. He creates chaos. It's a ladder match. I mean, he's gonna break some backs on ladders and everything. I understand. He does look like the odd one out in this sort of ladder match, and I understand that, but like I have faith. You need to have one bigger person in the ladder match just so we can look just so much gruesome when he breaks a ladder with his body. I kind of also feel like that this is Javon Evans's time, but it's if Oba Femi wins, I don't think that Javon's is winning. I mean, it's too good. it's a bit too feel good momenty. I have no problem with Penta retaining. I hope that they do not put the championship on Rey Mysterio at all, because I don't think that's the move that they have to go with. A lot of star power in this match. Rey Mysterio does not need a championship. He's a part of the match just to elevate it and do some crazy stuff in it. I don't necessarily think that he should win it. I adore Rey, but like let's not do that. We also have JD McDonough. Like he's kind of underrated for me. He and his big head can do a lot of things. I mean, he can do, the helicopter with the ladder and then pretend he cannot get the ladder off of his head because his head is too big. Like they can make that spot happen. But yes, in no way do I think that Rusev is winning the championship. I will pop if he does. He also better arrive in a tank. That's all I'm going to say.
But that depends on if his wife allows him to have sex with her in the tank this time around. We learned that was a big thing going into the first WrestleMania several years ago. And me, honestly, I could see a Rusev win if Lana shows up. If Lana shows up to guide him, and that's where you want to go, great. But I think Javon Evans needs to win the IC title.
I've learned from watching Javon Evans for the past now 3 years in WWE, he never wins big matches, so Penta wins. That's why I'm going with Penta.
That's because Shawn Michaels thought he had another year with him where he would have let him win all the big matches, but they took him.
Sure, Shawn. You had him for 2.5 years. You never let him win one, not even grudge feuds. You never let him win one freaking big matchup. I don't believe you. You need more people.
Shawn Michaels booked Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels always lost the big matches when he was younger. So he thought, this kid will be fine.
But we got the grudge match here. Demon Finn Balor going one-on-one with Dominic Mysterio. These two men, of course, were part of the Judgment Day together over the last, 4 years. We saw more dissension among these two men for the last 2 years as Dom started to rise up the ranks while Finn was slowly coming down from his perch. Led to last year's WrestleMania, where Dom pinned Finn Balor to become the Intercontinental Champion. Finn has been teasing dissension with Dom over the past couple of years, but as of late, we've seen more of the babyface side of Finn come out while he was in the Judgment Day when he challenged CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Didn't want Dom and the rest of the Judgment Day to get involved. He lost to CM Punk at Elimination Chamber, and then he wanted to see Dom do things on his own like he just did. So he stopped Jade McDonough from helping Dom in his Intercontinental Championship matchup against Penta, which led to Penta becoming the new champion. Dom took offense to that and blamed Finn for the loss. It led to him getting in Finn's face and demanding he apologize. Finn did apologize, but he says that he basically called Dom an entitled prick, which led to Dom shoving him in the face and then Finn delivering a Pele kick. It looked like things were going to get settled between the two men until Jade McDonough chose his side and chose the side of Dirty Dom over his mentor. It led to a 4-on-1 attack by the Judgment Day as they excommunicated Finn from the group. Finn would get revenge by costing Dom his rematch against Penta. When Finn was supposed to face JD McDonough on Monday Night Raw, Dominic Mysterio attacked him, which led to Finn realizing that he needs to find that other part of himself that he lost long ago. So it means the Demon is back at WrestleMania. So will the Demon Finn Balor end his losing streak? As the Demon, he is 0-2 in his last 2 matches against Edge at WrestleMania 39 3 years ago and against Roman Reigns 5 years ago at Extreme Rules. Can Demon Finn finally pick up a win? Maggie, who you got here?
Hopefully. The stupid thing is, I adore Dominic. Like, I adore the guy so much. He should be a babyface. No one's booing him. But like, I understand people are upset that the Demon wasn't a surprise for WrestleMania, and I kind of get that. It would have been a really, really nice surprise. I would have popped immensely for the Demon coming out. But Finn Balor better win because he was pretty vocal that he didn't want to ever bring back the Demon. And if they made him bring back the Demon and then he loses, like, what the fuck are we doing even here? I fell in love with Balor, with his Demon gimmick in NXT. I kind of feel like this will always be a nostalgia thing for people, that part of NXT. Specifically NXT. I mean, like if they watched back in the day, of course. But hopefully Finn wins here. I've been so in love with everything that Dominic's been doing lately because first of all, he's comedy gold. He's a wonderful heel, and he's gonna be a wonderful babyface too. But I want him to be a babyface without changing anything that he's doing right now. I just want them to acknowledge the fact that he's getting cheered as opposed to getting booed, and then just not change anything. Because if he's a white meat babyface, I don't know if that works for him. He can go ahead and just be a Eddie Guerrero. Just be that.
Yeah, they were embracing that at the end of last year, and then they just moved away from it.
Exactly.
I think Dom got hurt, and that threw things off a little bit because it kind of made it to where, okay, he's not in the spotlight, so we're not as interested. My past rants aside, this is the one where the older guy has to win because Demon Balor should probably just squash Dom here. You should probably reestablish that character as some sort of like the Fiend to Bray Wyatt, Undertaker when he kicks it up a notch. He's elevated here. The Demon's very powerful. Dom's not ready. Finn should just win.
Yeah, This seems an easy one. Yeah, Demon Finn Balor for the win for sure in that one. Then we got for the United States Championship, Sami Zayn will defend against Trick Williams. Sami Zayn won the United States Championship on the March 27th edition of Friday Night SmackDown, defeating Carmelo Hayes. Thanks in large part to the interference of Trick Williams, it led to GM Nick Aldis making his United States Championship match at WrestleMania against Trick Williams, who had already promised a spot at WrestleMania. Trick has been the fastest rising star on SmackDown since getting called up to the main roster at the start of the year when he initially confronted Sami Zayn. Both of these men staked their claim to winning world titles this year, and it led to them going at it in several different capacities over the last couple of months. But finally, we get this one-on-one matchup for the U.S. Championship. Trick will have Little Yachty in his corner, who has been prevalent, including Sami Zayn delivering a haluva kick to the rapper on last Friday's SmackDown. But we have been seeing the overarching story is the changing perception of both men as we go into WrestleMania. Sami, ever since winning the U.S. title, has been garnering more boos from the crowd, feeling that he is Sammy Hogan and usurped Carmelo Hayes, who deserved the opportunity at WrestleMania, while Trick has been getting positive responses and cheers ever since he got called up to SmackDown. So will we get a double turn as well as a title change at WrestleMania Night 2? Rob, we'll start with you.
I kind of feel like in order to get a double turn at WrestleMania, it would have to have not already happened. I think it's already happened. I think the people just, as much as I vehemently disagree with this, people don't like Sammy. Why? Don't give me that Sammy Hogan shit, because Hulk Hogan won matches. Sami Zayn gets to win mid-card titles, and people are like, well, he's holding people down. Who? Who is he holding down? Like, be that as it may, this is Trick Williams' night, and Trick is a megastar, and he's got Little Yachty, who I think that's the best use of a celebrity. Sure, he's ringside, he does an entrance, that's great. But yeah, I think Trick wins here, and it's pretty cut and dry.
Maggie?
I just sit here wondering how the fuck did they manage to ruin the biggest baby face that they've had in years? How the hell do you do that? How's that even possible?
It's
like
what we do.
it's like Sami Zayn. You can bet on Sami Zayn getting cheered every fucking where that he goes. And you manage to screw up that. My heart breaks for Carmelo Hayes, because Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov, the two people that for me elevated that championship the last few months, and I kind of wanted this to become a fatal four-way, but like with everything that with the IC title and in stuff, I get it, but like people aren't booing Sami Zayn because of Sami Zayn. They're booing because they wanted Carmelo Hayes. And because I was on the Carmelo Hayes bandwagon since the very beginning of NXT 2.0, which was the most awful era of NXT, and it was watchable simply because of Carmelo Hayes. And like, I so wanted him to get his flowers. And when he finally did, and I'm like, they're finally doing something with him. And then I just hoped for the crowd to see what I was seeing in Carmelo. They finally did, and WWE pulled that off. I mean, it's like, it's the same with Ilya Dragunov also, because I was such an NXT UK girly, and the fact that they keep acknowledging Jey Uso tapping out Gunther, and I'm like, what about Ilya Dragunov doing it way before that? Can we just not forget that? Because I was on a Fightful watch along when I cried when that happened. You know.
NXT
So
UK never existed. I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Hey, I'm so sorry for your memories. That show never existed.
yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, right? It's like it's like I'm from a parallel universe when NXT and whatever happened to NXT Europe, it's a totally different
It's
conversation.
coming. It's coming in
It's
2024.
coming. Yeah, it's that's what we do, right? We keep coming. It's like,
There's a segue here.
I know, but I know it's Kate would have been proud. I know. It's
Yes. Yes. Very much.
yeah, I think that Sami Zayn retains. I don't think that Carmelo Hayes is ready for a championship. Not now, at least. I'm definitely not sure. But he's so over with the crowd, and if they ever change his theme, I'm going to write an angry letter, and that is about it.
So you're going with Sammy for the win because
Yeah,
you
I'm
can't
going
have
with
nice
Sammy.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can have nice things.
I can't imagine that level of disappointment just happening. It has to be Trick.
Yeah, it feels like that's the only reason you make this match is because you want to put the title on Trick, and you didn't
Well, it
want to
has
give
to
away
be.
the Trick versus Mello matchup yet.
It has to be Trick, but I don't think we're gonna get with Oba Femi winning. I don't know.
Also true. Also true. That seems like way too many people my skin color winning. But anyway, speaking of people my skin color,
the thing is, I can't kind of. It's that's not what I was saying. The thing is,
that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying.
So he's saying it's what they do.
Yeah, so it's what they do. I hope because of everything that Pat said that WrestleMania Night 2 shouldn't, is shit. They should make all of this happen just so, they prove that they can,
Yeah.
shut
Leave
up
people with a
Pat
positive
McAfee.
view of Night 2
Yeah.
and shut up Pat
Mhm.
McAfee. Yeah. But then we have what should be the semi-main event. Jade Cargill defending the WWE Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley. Back at Elimination Chamber, Rhea Ripley won the Women's Chamber to earn the opportunity to face Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. Then we had a whole week where these two ladies were dropping bars on social media, going back and forth with one another. The whole entire locker room showing that they don't really like Jade Cargill calling basically Rhea Ripley a politician and pushing for this spot, while Rhea Ripley called out Jade for not being a good wrestler. It led to some riveting promos on television, like, your muscles are big, but my muscles are for survival. And BFAB and Meechin are going to join my side to take you down, even though I've been whooping their ass for months. And Io Sky is my sidekick, so she can't get a match at WrestleMania. And yeah, I can't do this. This build has sucked.
Yeah.
Even though I like these ladies. Who do you have, Maggie, Jade Cargill, or Rhea Ripley? And what have you thought about the build?
I don't like the build. I know that they thought that they explained BFAB and Meechin joining Jade. They think they explained it, but it made no sense to me. I'm still extremely confused about that. Can't beat him, join him. It doesn't work for me, brother. It's not an explanation enough because she almost killed both of you. Like that's not that I don't understand. And it's always they always do that to the women. They always make women not make sense. And like could we just not do that? I think Rhea Ripley wins here. I don't know what the match looks like. It just hasn't been it. We haven't, like, I don't think Jade has gotten the reps in. I mean, she needed to. I keep thinking that she would have been great in NXT and then the main roster, but I know that they wanted that, shock value of an AEW talent jumping, to WWE, the main roster itself. Um, I understand that, but hopefully Rhea, because of everything. Another major WrestleMania win for Rhea would be amazing. This is about the time that I keep saying how much I fucking miss Bianca Belair. I really do.
I'm hoping she comes back because the EO and Rhea would be outnumbered, so maybe Bianca can even the odds here. But
Yeah.
Rob, who do you got, Rhea
Oh.
or Jade, and what have you thought about the build?
So real quick on your Io Sky comment, I think it's ridiculous that there's a lot of people on this card, or not on this card, who should be. See even the MFTs and the Wyatt Six. You've got 8 minutes on one of these two shows that will span across 20 hours for these 10 talents to get a WrestleMania payday and be able to play their trade on the biggest stage. You've got time for Io Sky against Asuka. You've got time for a Carmelo Hayes. There's so many people not on this card that should be. Now, on to this match. First of all, shout out to Rhea Ripley, who disclosed that she's been battling an eating disorder.
Yeah.
And, shout out to her. She's great in every way. She's the biggest star this company has, not named Roman Reigns. I think she's being tasked with a great challenge here. She has to carry Jade Cargill to a good match at WrestleMania. I loved Jade Cargill when she was in AEW. She felt fresh. She felt different from the rest of that roster. It hasn't clicked with me for her in WWE just because, I don't know, whatever she had, it feels like it hasn't translated it over yet for me.
No.
That said, these promos sucked. My muscles are bigger than yours. Just you're going for the innuendo again. The mine are bigger. Okay, cool. Like, I hope that Rhea Ripley wins this match because I'm so tired of this women's title not being defended. Jade's defended it twice, maybe, and she's had it since November. I mean, we have to be a little better than that. And that's not, like, I want Jade to get better as well, because again, I like Jade, but it's not here, it's not now. I too miss Bianca Belair. We can clearly tell that's where they were going, but when Bianca wasn't healthy for the Rumble, they had to pivot. And Rhea's great because Rhea's awesome, but she needs to win here, and we need to pivot towards something new for Rhea over on SmackDown, something new for Jade where she can focus more on getting those reps in. But I couldn't care less about the match, quite frankly. I want to see Rhea Ripley win.
It's such a shame. Yeah. It's such a
It
shame.
It really is. It's quite sad that this matchup on paper, I think a lot of people wanted to see it before the build actually started, and now this build has actively made people not want to see this matchup. And it feels like this is like the theme of.
I thought Road Dogg was the problem on SmackDown. Didn't they get rid of him?
Apparently.
Like
they did. They definitely did.
The show seems to have gotten worse. Everyone.
Newsflash, it's gotten worse. But yeah, like the whole thing has just made you not want to see this matchup, and it's a theme with Rhea Ripley around WrestleMania. The build to last year's triple threat, regardless of the triple threat being fantastic, the build was not as good as the matchup. Then you had, her and Becky is like the exception to the rule, but her and Charlotte had an amazing matchup at 39, which made everybody forget that the build up to that matchup sucked. Then it just like it seems like every year she just gets behind the 8 ball, even though she always over delivers on the day of WrestleMania. So I'm hoping she does that again. But yeah, Rhea Ripley has to win because they have to move on from Jade Cargill. And then finally is the main event of the show of shows on Sunday. It is CM Punk defending the World Heavyweight Championship against the OTC Roman Reigns. At Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns won the men's Royal Rumble matchup to punch his ticket for WrestleMania 42, and he didn't waste any time whatsoever on the following Monday Night Raw. He chose CM Punk. After Punk said that he's probably going to pick the easy choice with the WWE Championship, Roman revealed that he hates CM Punk because of everything that's gone on between the two men. The comments that he said on the podcast that made Roman Reigns' life a living hell. It made it harder for him to rise up the ranks in WWE. All the drama that they went through over the past year with Punk stealing his wise man from him at WrestleMania 41, them being two of the biggest stars in the industry and wanting to prove once and for all he is better than CM Punk. They have traded barbs back and forth. The next time they went face to face, Punk went as far as to say that he was going to bury Roman right next to his late father, Sika Anawai, who just passed away 2 years ago. This made things very personal to the point that the Usos got involved and demanded an apology from Punk for disrespecting their family. They did not get it, but they did get a punch in on the World Heavyweight Champion. The following week after that, Jey Uso was so upset he wanted to challenge Punk and face him in a fight, but Roman Reigns stepped in, delivered a Superman punch, and after the behest of Jey Uso, he destroyed Punk with a spear, ramming him into the ring post and power bombing him through the announce table. Punk would get revenge the following week in Madison Square Garden, where he delivered a GTS and then power bombed Roman Reigns through the table. And then Punk cut his pipe bomb promo where he ripped apart Roman Reigns for eating dog food from a weird old man, for getting all these opportunities, for having 11 WrestleMania main events where half of them sucked, and getting all the chances that most people would have been fired over. Well, he has his cousin in the board of directors for TKO and wants to be a Hollywood star like him. Punk has FU money and left this company and didn't want to deal with that weird old man, and has built himself to become just as big of a star as him. And then the two men shared their mutual respect for one another in this layered relationship where one has one thing and the other has the other thing, but they both want that one thing. Where Roman has all the opportunities and all the WrestleMania main events and the 13-16 title reign from a couple of years ago, he doesn't have the love and adulation and that connection to the crowd that Punk has. Punk has that connection and love from the fans, but he wished that he had all those opportunities and was born in a family that gave him all these chances. So who's going to win this battle for supremacy once and for all on Sunday, Maggie?
Listen, Roman Reigns better win. Just I don't know how about you guys, but I have gained no sympathy for CM Punk in this feud, and I keep hoping for Roman Reigns to behead him with multiple spears, guillotines. I don't give a fuck. Just kill him. I don't know. It's just like, I know, like, they had that mishap with the LOL you're old. Like
you notice I didn't even mention that.
Yeah, I know that's not, you didn't forget to say that.
Yeah, I just didn't
chose
want
not
to even mention that.
They were able to turn it around because, like, it was so good up until that moment, and we were like, what the hell was that? And why?
I really feel like that the mishap was going to from, okay, we hate each other, to I'm gonna bury you next to your dead dad. That's where I felt like it kind of like, okay, you kind of skipped a chapter. Like if it was you're old, LOL, and then I'm gonna put you next to your dead dad, that makes more sense. But to go from dead dad to old, that's where the whole thing went off.
Exactly. That's where things did not make sense to me whatsoever. I know that because if you get inside Roman Reigns' head, he is the person who who has the high ground, and he should be the person to win here because of everything that he mentioned. He said that he made his life a living hell when he got on the on Cole Cabana's podcast. And Roman Reigns was just doing his job. He was just trying to feed his family. He was trying to make ends meet. He was working, and CM Punk made it also difficult to do that. I don't know if it wasn't for Punk, because Punk will always be cheered, and people will always back him up because of everything that he represents in wrestling. Even if someday he turns a heel, which I think that he's better at being a heel, he will still be getting a lot a lot of cheers because of his entire persona. And in my eyes, Roman Reigns should win. It's not about who's younger and who's not, because God fucking damn it, they're about the same age. Let's just do not bring this up. This is ridiculous. And I don't know if I don't know which one of the two makes a feel good moment. I really don't. For me, it's Roman Reigns. I It was never CM Punk's dream to win a WrestleMania main event. It was his dream to main event WrestleMania. He did main event last year's WrestleMania night 1. He's doing that at night 2 this year. So WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia next year. I just don't.
I doubt that.
Rob, who you got?
I mean,
Punk or Roman?
Just to be clear, okay, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point along the way that announcement gets changed and they're not doing WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year. This has been a great build. I think this has been so fun because it's real. What they're doing is real. They went too far in some places, like with the "I'm going to bury you next to your dead father." They went not far enough with the "LOL, you're old." We had random moments with the Usos. Jay was calling the shots. Are they going to play into this? Is Paul Heyman going to play into this? It feels like something has to happen. Like they haven't exactly set up the big ending for WrestleMania, where with 40 it was like Cody has to win and there's all this stuff. 41 it felt like John Cena's gonna win that title, something's gonna happen with Paul Heyman. With this one, you don't really know, okay, if Roman wins, does Roman just win and put up the ones and Roman's back? Or does Punk win? Does Punk get some help winning? Does Roman get some help winning? I'm intrigued by this.
From who?
I think from
Punk.
From Paul Heyman.
No.
Or from the Usos turning on Roman.
Yeah, who, by the way, has legitimately never apologized to either one of them. Is it that? Is it Roman gets some help from the Usos and the Bloodline's back because that's all we know how to do? I mean, there's
Sami Zayn.
There's a lot of ways for this to go. And I think the one fun thing about this is you don't know who's going to win, nor does it really. It matters, but it doesn't at the same time, because both are at the same stage in their careers. Both are on slightly part-time schedules. I'll spoil this and say whoever wins here, I think, is losing pretty quickly to Gunther. I don't know how long they're going to hold the title past WrestleMania. But I think it's more interesting if Punk pulls out the victory, but I expect Roman Reigns to get the win.
I'm going to say this whole thing, it matters, but it really matters. Why it matters is because I think whoever wins is losing to Oba Femi. Oba Femi will dethrone whoever comes out of WrestleMania come SummerSlam. He's going to beat Brock, He's going to win the King of the Ring, and he's going on to SummerSlam to become the World Heavyweight Champion. So who does it matter really that Oba dethrones for the World Heavyweight Championship? I don't give
Roman.
a fuck if it's
No,
CM
no.
Punk. Exactly. I
Roman.
don't give a fuck if it's CM Punk. I care if you have Oba Femi beat Roman Reigns. You beat the real face of this whole boom period, this whole era. Triple H can yell from the rooftop. Me, Ari Emanuel, and all of TKO don't believe you. It's not Cody Rhodes. It's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is the guy. You have him win the World Heavyweight Championship. You have him have it show up for only the PLEs leading up to SummerSlam, and only a few of those PLEs probably. And then you have him drop it to Oba Femi at SummerSlam, or even earlier. I don't care if it's a Raw after WrestleMania, but Oba Femi, the way you make him the new guy is he has to beat the former guy. And it's not CM Punk. It's always been Roman Reigns. So that's why I want Roman Reigns to win.
We're the ones.
We the ones.
Yeah, I guess
But
I'll throw it up.
But we've made it to the end of our preview for WrestleMania 42. I had so much fun, guys. Thank you so much to Rob. Thank you so much to Maggie. You two have wonderful rants that made me laugh, made me smile so much throughout all of this. So I appreciate both of y'all. Appreciate all of y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember, if you haven't already, drop a thumbs up, share this video, subscribe if you are new, because we have plenty of great content to enjoy for WrestleMania week. Here is our schedule once again. Tomorrow we'll be live once again with AE Ramble 245, reviewing last night's AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthrough, as well as tonight's AEW Collision Spring Breakthrough. So join me and Jimmy tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Got the flagship podcast on Saturday, as well as our watch party for night one of WrestleMania, and much more. I'll cover all of that in a bit here, but I want to give the special guests their floor to promote whatever they're doing for WrestleMania week and beyond, their writing work, their podcast work. Let's start with our special guest, Rob. Thank you so much for joining us, and let the people know where they can follow you.
So you can follow me, as you see on the screen, at DudeFelice on all the socials, where I might tweet about Mania or post on Blue Sky about Mania. As for writing, for right now, none of that's in the wrestling space. But if you do want to see some of my writing, you can go to insidergaming.com. I had a blast doing this. Hopefully, I'll be back around soon to talk more wrestling. But yeah, I'll give the floor to Maggie.
Maggie, the floor is yours. Let the people know where they can follow you.
Thank you, sweetie, so much. I do hope you get to join us in the future. I just miss seeing your face. Just join us anytime like you're able to. Screw gaming. Just come back to wrestling. I'm just being selfish here. I know it sucks, but like you can just come back, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Twitter, whatever, at Maggie_IK, and on Instagram at Maggie.IK. Each and every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern on Fightful Overbook. Join me and Rob Wilkins, not Robert DeFelice, for coexisting with Rob and Maggie. A bunch of shenanigans. Please do not watch the show with your kids, because we have been getting messages that, oh, my kids watch the show. Don't let your kids watch the show. Just don't do that. What I'm will be doing WrestleMania weekend, I will be working. Sadly, I wanted Sunday evening off. Sunday as a whole, I want it off just so I can watch, the Saturday night one of WrestleMania, and then on Monday watch, night two. It will not be happening. I will be finishing off work, and me and my partner will be watching WrestleMania. He will be pissing me off probably because he doesn't get wrestling. But yeah, that's. That he doesn't like Tommaso Ciampa for whatever reason. He's like, okay, everyone has a right to have bad taste. That's absolutely great. I mean, him obviously being with me means something. So like, thank you guys so much. Please join us tomorrow with Rob. Thank you so much for inviting me on the True Heel Heat channel. I adore it every time I'm here.
We always love having you here, Maggie, as well as Rob. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat, Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content, the best way to support us when we're not live here. And check out all the great content we got on the channel, like what I said earlier, our Mania weekend preview with a breakdown and predictions for all the major shows going on this weekend. And check out all the coverage that we got for WrestleMania, including Night 1 Watch Along on Saturday, hosted by Heel Steven. We got our Night 1 review on Sunday. I'll be there for that one, as well as John Escudero of Dirt Sheet Radio. Check out our Night 2 watch party on Sunday, and then on Monday we finish it all off with our review of Night 2 of WrestleMania as well. But I'll be back with y'all tomorrow to talk all about Darby Allin, new AEW World Champion, and his
Just
squash
had to say
win
it.
over MJF. We love you, Maggie.
Remember
Poor
this,
Robert.
Maggie. He won't be champion for long, I'm sure.
You'll be fine.
Why
You'll be
couldn't
fine.
it be Brody King?
Because Brody would need a longer reign. For Maggie, for Robert DeFelice, it's me, your true phenom, SP3. This has been our WWE WrestleMania 42 preview. We are signing off until next time.